Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely stream deck. For more information about the stream deck, the link is in the description below. Everybody, and welcome along to some more Dirt Rally 2.0. This is Rallycross Season 2. We're going to continue what we started last week in Lydden Hill, but this time we have got the semi-finals and finals where the top 10 drivers out of the 22 that competed last week will be competing to see who has won the overall event for Lydden Hill. I'm Jess, one of your commentators. Unfortunately, my co-commentator Jack can't join me this week, so I'm on my own this week, but we're still going to have some great action nonetheless. And if you did not see the action last week, it was absolutely fantastic. There were some really fantastic races. I would like to apologise for the issues that we've had, but luckily we all ploughed through and we managed to get the heat going, and honestly it was great to get back racing again, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. So we've got obviously pretty much 10 drivers. Our fastest driver of the whole event so far was Quentin Delamo, who scored 16 points overall in the heats. And then we got Lucas Mateja in second, Jogan was in third, and we had Nigel in fourth, Dabby fifth, Spikey sixth, Marty seventh, Thomas Poulsen in eighth, Signal Olsen in ninth, and then we got ST Penguino in 10th. And I can't pronounce his full name, which is why I'm calling him ST Penguino. Hopefully I will appreciate that. So, before we get through to the start of the semi-finals, we're just going to quickly play through a hot lap as to what the drivers can expect racing in the semi-finals and finals.
Good evening, everybody. You're very welcome along to the season opener of the Apex Online Racing Rallycross Championship for Season 2 on Dirt Rally 2.0. Brand new cars, brand new drivers, and a brand new calendar. We are ready to go finally here in Apex Online Racing. So for this week, it is going to be Lydden Hill, of course, based in the UK, a classic rallycross track, not officially on the World RX calendar, but we are going to be using it anyway because it's a fantastic circuit in these 2019 spec rallycross cars. Guiding us around on this week's hot lap is our wonderful coordinator, RSR Serene Logic, Nigel Crusoe, who, of course, was a semi-finalist in the Dirt World Series. He's going to be driving the Mini, and we join him as he exits the last corner over the big curb into turn number 1 on the gravel. Watch for the tarmac on the inside. Drivers will be looking to use that for a better exit out of the corner. So then over the bumps, very bumpy section, Joe can merge on the left hand side, heading over towards turn number 2. Then of course the tarmac left-hander looking for the exit here. Nicely done, beautifully done by Nigel. Up the hill we go then for the hairpin at turn 3. Up the hill we go, pitching it in third gear, crucial for an exit and a good overtaking opportunity to be had right there. Then downhill once again for this very, very fast right-hander, grabbing 6th gear into 4th gear, pitched it in on the right-hand side on the barrier on the inside, then back over the curbs through the last corner. Great lap from Nigel there. He is, of course, the world record holder on that track as well, so there's no better man to guide us around. So we're going to be getting underway for Heat Race 1 and very, very shortly indeed. We hope you stick with us and we hope you enjoy all the action for Season 2 of the Apex Online Racing Rallycross Championship.
Okay, so that was a hot lap, which was a very good hot lap, and we're about to get underway for some dirt action then, as we got our first 5 drivers taking part in the semi-finals. So let's have a quick rundown of who's going to take part in that semi-final, and I need to find a driver to spectate. There we go. So first of all, we have got Nigel, who is hosting this lobby. He is going to be in this lobby as well. Also, we've got Thomas Poulsen, and we've got Spiky Cactus, and then we've got ST Penguino. Not sure where Lucas Mateja is just yet, but honestly, Lucas Mateja is a guy to watch out for in the seasons ahead for pretty much the whole season, actually, as he was the quickest guy in the World Rallycross esports qualifiers, and he actually gets to compete against the real drivers in an event on the 19th of April in Catalonia. So yeah, that is great news there. And obviously we've had Quentin Delamo, who's also one of those drivers who took part, is going to be taking part as well, which is great news for him. And also Quentin's brother as well, who was the esports champion for the Dirt World Series, Killian. He's taken part as well. I'm very excited for those three. AOR through and through, really. So best of luck to them. So make sure you support those guys on the 19th of April. I don't know what time it's going to be. I will need to double check on that one, but make sure you do watch out for those guys, because you know it is absolutely amazing to see these guys at that caliber. I don't know how many drivers took part in it, but there was quite a lot of drivers. I know the servers were overloaded quite a bit as well, which was why that obviously we didn't run the Lydden Hill event a few weeks ago. We ran it last week, and we ran the heats last week, and we've got the semi-finals this week, so that is good news there. Colossus lost out by quite some margin in the heats as well. He just missed out in 11th place, which is a bit of a shame as well. And obviously, honestly, the guy that I've got to talk about in the final race, even though he didn't make it to the semi-finals, Ghost, one of the drivers who had a really superb battle in the final heat. It was just amazing to watch. They were going side by side for a majority of one of the laps there. And to be honest, because we enjoyed the battle so much, you get a chance to watch it again later on in the stream, because you know it was amazing, and you will get to see how amazing that is. I don't think I can clip it all on Twitter, but if I can, I would, because it was just incredible. So you get to witness it all over again as well. There were also some other great races as well, and if I do have the time, I will get to clip it as well. So we're just waiting on Lucas Mateja to join the lobby, and then we could get started. So obviously they all get to choose their cars as well. So I hope you're all ready to kick off Saturday night action here at Apex Online Racing. This is Rallycross Season 2 in Lydden Hill for the semi-finals. Don't forget, the top two will progress to the final. So the top two from each semi-final will progress through to the final. And then third and fourth place in that semi-final will go through to the Consolation Final. And then that'll leave fifth place out of the semi-finals will be eliminated. So that's just a quick rundown. And then the Consolation Final, only one person out of that will get through to the final. And Signal Lawson usually is one of those guys in the streams, well, those ladies in the streams actually, who she is so close to making through the semis, through to the finals, but she has to go through the Consolation Final. But this time she's actually made it, which is good news. So one thing which is going to be interesting, it's raining. It's going to be heavy rain in the semi-finals. Just look at that wetness. I said the wetness wrong, but there we go. But just look at the wet that these guys will have to indulge this evening. Don't forget, the drivers will have to do the Joker for one lap. And if they don't, they will get disqualified or get a time penalty. And the Joker is probably one of the most difficult Jokers in the calendar on how the way it handles, really. This was the first track I actually ever attempted on the dirt games, and I found the Joker to be the hardest. So I wonder how these drivers are going to handle tonight. Well, they've each had an extra week of practice. They've done it before in the heats, so they should be able to do it well today. So we've got 3 Peugeots and 2 Minis. And like Jack was saying last week, the Minis do struggle quite a bit in the rain. So the ones on the Peugeots are going to be much more of an advantage here. And I think Lucas Mateja, we're going to keep a close eye so far this race, and obviously Nigel and Thomas Poulsen as well. But obviously Penguino and Spiky Cactus made it through to the semi-finals for a reason. So do not rule them out just yet, because you know they've got some. They show some really consistent pace in the heat. So this is something to watch out for. So I hope you guys are all ready for the semi-finals, and we're about to get underway. It is 6 laps this time that the drivers will be undertaking for the semi-finals and the finals. Obviously, the heats were 4 laps. So make sure you do keep a close eye on everyone. We are about to get underway then. I can't remember who I've chosen to go on board here tonight, but we'll see anyway, as all 5 drivers are going for grid slots. Let's see who is going to come out on top then. So I'm riding on board with someone in a Peugeot, I can't remember who, but the ready to race lights are about to go on. The 5 drivers are ready. And it is a long start, and someone's just disconnected. I wasn't sure who it was. We might have to have a lobby restart at some point, but Lucas Mateja has got off to a brilliant start and I think we've got a lobby restart already at the start of the stream, I believe. So we'll have to double check that before we start. Let me just give a quick mention. Let me just double check that just to be sure, because I don't want to. And I think it is. So what I'm gonna. So it is. I can confirm it is a lobby restart. So I am gonna leave the lobby and I'm gonna change scenes quickly as well. So just give me a moment. I forgot how you quit. There we go. There is the puppy. I do believe it was a green light bug as well, I believe. So that was what happened. So, and obviously then or it might have been one person disconnected, which is why it took a while. So hopefully they saw me disconnecting, so hopefully they will, but knowing me, they've disconnected and they probably started. So, so I will just double check on that one. And yes, I've got another invite to the lobby, so that does confirm that we are having a lobby restart. So, we'll get through this, guys. We'll get through this, and everyone is back in. I am back in. Life is all good. So, hope you're ready for take 2 of this lobby then. Hopefully, no more problems. And don't forget, it's just a quick reminder, the top 2 in this lobby will progress through to the finals later on. And then the third place and 4th place will go through to the Consolation Final. So we're back in the lobby then, and we're about to get underway. So here is the 0.8 mile circuit. You can see how long the Joker is compared to everything else. And it gives chance for the drivers to pretty much change their setup if they want to, see if it works. And we're just giving a close eye of this track. It looks pretty good in the wet, I must say. I'm one of those people that do better in the wet around here than the dry, but to be honest, that is because there is so much more grip on the track. But obviously, the drivers, they have barely no assist, and due to the fact that they have no traction control, the cars could get very slidey, but they're meant to do that. They can drift very nicely on the corners, and you have seen how Lucas Mateja actually controlled the car on one of the heats. It was just absolutely incredible, I must say. So, and you can see how invested he is in his setup, because he's going to be the last person to ready up by the sounds of things. So, yeah, obviously they do have I think they have about 90 seconds to get their setup sorted. And getting setups is crucial then to get a good start. So hopefully we'll have and you can see the nice touch on the stay home, stay lives thing. That's the thing that they've brought into the game now. And obviously I hope you guys are staying safe at home. So we're riding on board with Lucas Mateja to start with in his eSport type livery. So they're going to start to rev the engines pretty soon, with the ready to low lights about to come on. And we are underway. Lucas Mateja has got to a brilliant start already in P1 as he already starts to get a very good slide into turn number 1. And it looks like that Nigel has all got a good start as well. They're both going to go side by side into this back straight then. And they're just running ever so close. It's a really tight heat in this semi-final one. They have made it through to the semi-finals for a reason then. Only Penguino is the one to take the Joker. Everybody else has decided to stay out. Thomas Poulsen on the back of Nigel. He's so quick in his conditions. Nigel struggling just a little bit there so far, and this final corner can really catch people out if they're not careful. As we've got, I think we got Thomas Poulsen. No, it's not Thomas Poulsen. We've got, I think, Nigel taking the Joker so far. So we're going to ride on board with Thomas Poulsen then, who is 7 thousandths behind Lucas Mateja. It's going to be ever so close between these two. So we're going to watch them. And Nigel was the one who take the Joker then. He comes out just ahead of ST Penguino in last place for now. He did say he would be last in the semis, but you know, get your confidence up, mate. Get your confidence up, as we're still on board with Spiky Cactus now. Nigel is right behind him. Don't forget, these guys have got to take the Joker soon. Cactus doesn't take the Joker, and neither does Lucas or Thomas Poulsen. Still running in tandem at the moment. Really look committed from Thomas Poulsen there. And the top two are really running ahead of it there. So it looks like at the moment, these two are mainly concentrating if they can get through to the semi-finals. To the finals even. Looks like Penguino won't be making it through to the Consolation Final then. So 3 laps down, 3 laps to go as we're on lap 4. As Lucas Mateja, he is taking a Joker lap. So we'll follow Nigel as well. The merger is going to be very tight. They almost touch. This is ever so close. Actually, it's not Lucas Mateja that took the Joker lap. It was Thomas Poulsen that took the Joker lap. My bad. But Thomas Poulsen almost just got ahead of Nigel there. So nicely controlled. And Nigel going side by side there. Nicely battled from the pair of them, to be honest. Let's see what they can do then. Oh, as they get almost hitting the wall there. Nicely bunched up just a little bit there. Spiky Cat's another person not to take a Joker then. We'll see how the top two, and Lucas Mateja, I do believe, has taken a Joker, and he goes ahead only just though by 1 second. Actually, no, by 1/10 actually. This is going to be a tight race to the finish to see who's going to make it to the finals. Everyone's took their Joker now. We're going to see then how this unfolds for the final lap then. This is do or die for particularly the top 3. Penguino gets ahead of Spiky, so Spiky must have had an issue somewhere down the line. As a TP lost a bit of time there. Nigel could start to take advantage here. We'll have to wait and see then. Nigel's is the threat for Thomas Poulsen then to see if they make it through to the final. At the moment, it looks like Lucas Mateja is going to make the final so far. What about the others then? Not that major mistakes for the top 3. But Thomas Poulsen, he's really giving it his all. Let's see who's made it. And it's Lucas Mateja across the line. So does Thomas Poulsen. And those two make it through to the grand finals later on this evening. With Nigel and ST Penguino. What a recovery drive for ST Penguino. He makes it through to the consolation. And just a confirmation then that ST Penguino got a penalty. So it's actually Spiky Cactus that makes it through. So I think Penguino might have had a corner cut there or something like that. Or he might have had damage somewhere. So Penguino is out of the running then. So well done to Lucas Mateja and Thomas Poulsen. Nicely done. But it was so close for Nigel. It could have been any one of those 3. But it is what it is. So Nigel and Spiky Cactus will make it through to the consolation final. And Lucas Mateja and Thomas Poulsen make it through to the grand final. And obviously, at the moment as it stands, Lucas will be on pole for that. And don't forget, we still got Quentin Delamo to obviously race, as he's racing in the second semi-final. And he is quick. Honestly, those were the top 2 guys which were quick in that round. So, you know, I can't wait to see how this semi-final is going to play out. And for the second semi-final, and I've just been given an invite to the second semi-final. So that is nicely timed as well. So I'll give you a quick rundown of who is in that semi-final. So we got, like I said, Quentin Delamo, who's going to be starting on pole in the semi-final 2. And we've got Jogan, and then we've got Dabby, and we've got Signal Lawson as well. And we're meant to have Marcy in there, but I'm not entirely sure where Marcy is. So hopefully he can join back, because we have accommodated the semi-final changes so we can make it. So I've readied up anyway, because just to be sure anyway. So just to give you a heads up, Penguino got a 20-second penalty for hitting the outside wall in the second to last corner. Oh, that is a bit of a shame from ST Penguino, I must say. But the beauty of Rallycross, that even the smallest mistakes can cost you. And unfortunately, that's hurted Penguino more than anything, really. But I am starting to get my predictions for who I think is going to do well. To be honest, I think, well, Marcy, don't forget, if Marcy makes it in time, Marcy is a champion of Dirt 4. He won Season 1, he won Season 2. I actually took part in Season 2, and he won the first season I ever took part in. I wasn't actually last in that. I was quite chuffed with myself that I wasn't last, to be honest. So, you know, I was quite happy about that. So he's going to be a big threat. So I think I'm gonna do predictions, and usually I don't do predictions, because usually when I do predictions, it turns out to be wrong. So yeah, but I'm gonna do it tonight. I'm gonna risk it. So let me know your predictions of the semi-final in the chat. So I think I'm worried I might jinx him, but I'm going to say it anyway. Quinto is going to win the semi-final 2. And I think if Marcy makes it, Marcy's going to be P2. So those are the two who are going to make it, I think, to the semi-finals, to the finals. And I think Signet and Jogan are going to make it through to the Consolation. There we go. You guys might think differently on this, but, you know, I might be wrong with this situation, but we'll find out shortly. Anyway, if my predictions are true or false. To be honest, my predictions were pretty much on the right for the first semi-final, even though I didn't say it. I had a feeling Lucas Mataja and Thomas Poulsen were going to make it to the finals, and they are going to be tough competitors going into the grand finals anyway. So it would be interesting to see how what it goes on right there. And obviously the Consolation Finals, these guys are really going to go all out. So, you know, the ones who don't make it through to the finals, they've got a tough act to follow. Because like I said earlier, only one driver out of those 4 will make it through to the finals. To be honest, if I was in that situation, I would have been out. Because obviously, I'm one of the slowest drivers in a dirt rally. So, yeah. So, right, whilst we wait for the semi-final 2 to begin, here is highlights from the pre-season event, which happened pretty much a few months ago last year. So hopefully this will give you a taster of what to expect in Season 2.
Green light and we're away. Great start from Nyan on the outside. Great start from Ferga as well in the Renault. She leads as they come towards turn 1. Gets it on the brakes. Jonathan Chevrolet, a dive bomb up the inside, manages to keep it together though. Fergus still ahead. Jonathan up the inside as they run through. Fergus leads from Jonathan Chevrolet. Nayun behind and Pablo behind. Decent start from Fergus. Just going to move along. Is Juna going to be ahead of him? Oh, it's almost, but Mickey comes out ahead of Juna. That was uber tight. And Mickey is all over the back of Izza as they run at the top of the hill, trying to get up underneath them. The two champions banging doors as they run through there. But Izza's going to hold on as far as he gets in the wall a little bit. It's going to be very, very close.
Izza is going to win the semi-final. Mickey goes through. Serene Logic is opening that gap. Serene Logic looking really, really good out there. Jared massively sideways through the last chicane. How has he held on to that Subaru? Unbelievable. Holds the inside line. Yuna's now on. And it's going to be super close up front between Yuna and the leader. And here comes Jared up the inside and through turn 1. Is he going to get done on the inside? The Subaru takes up the inside and he takes one over on the Dirt World Champion into second place, into the semi-finals. Brilliant move from the Australian. Crucial move to get that Subaru into the final. He's not far behind. You might stick it up the inside here if he can get the run. He goes wide. Can he get the run out? Not quite. Coming to the last corner then. It's been a long time since we said this, but coming through the final corner, Yuna Pankinen wins in AOR. Jared is second. And Serene Logic rounds out the podium in third place. We have a Subaru on the podium. Veloci pitches the car into donuts at the last corner.
That definitely gave me goosebumps. Hopefully that gave you goosebumps as well. So yeah, that was a taste of what we can expect for this season, which, to be honest, I'm already excited for it. We've seen how the heats have gone last week, which was amazing. I'm going to show you the heat 3 and the final race. I'm going to show you the race of that because it was absolutely incredible, which I'm actually going to show you afterwards. Unfortunately, Marcy cannot make it, so I don't think Marcy can make the semi-finals tonight, which is an utter shame, to be honest. The man in which I actually predicted to actually come close to Quentin Delamo, but you know, my predictions, as always, fail. That's why I don't make predictions. There you go. I've already jinxed one driver already, and he hasn't even left, you know. So, anyway, we're about to get underway. So, just a quick rundown of the drivers. Once again, we've got 4 drivers in this heat then. So, no matter what happens, they'll get to compete in some sort of final. 2 will go through to the finals, and the other 2 will make it through to the consolation. So, we have Quentin Delamo on pole position. We also got Sidney Lawson as well. And we got Dabby. So let's see how it pays off here. Some nicely coloured liveries. I think they've all got the same car apart from the guy on the left with the Mini. So anyway, we're riding on board with Quentin Delamo right now. Still heavy rain, ready to rate lights on. A long hole, but lights out, and away we go. And another good start from Quinto as he goes through to turn 1. One person taking the Joker, but Dabby is really starting to challenge Quinto, really, to be honest, as they go side by side once again. But Quinto holds on, takes the lead of this race so far. Still running in tandem at the moment. Signa Lawson taking the Joker earlier on. Let's see if it's paid off for her, as Dabby is 7 tenths behind Quinto at the moment then. As Jogan's still running close behind as well, so it is not far from over. Don't forget, it is 6 laps so far. You can see how Quentin is pulling ahead quite massively from the other guys. 7 tenths the gap. 1 tenth is the gap between Dabby and Jogan then. So those 2 at the moment will be battling for the grand finals. But don't forget, those 2 still to take their Joker, which they are. A big bump from Dabby then. Let's see if they can actually get ahead of Signa Lawson then, as both of them go past. Looks like they do. As Signa Lawson, she clips the grass a little bit there, so unfortunately she may not make it, but we'll have to wait and see. As look at the gap now, 5 seconds, so we already know, unless Quinto makes a mistake, Quinto is going to make it through to the grand finals then. But let's watch the battle for the second spot. But again, it's not over till the checkered flag falls. So we could see any one of those guys make a mistake. But none of these guys are making a mistake right now. Let's go on forward. Oh no! Signa Lawson with a huge slip. That has costed her so much time. She's now 9 seconds behind the leader. Chances of her making the final now are second to none. But luckily, there's only 4 drivers in this lobby, so she'll get to go through to the consolation final. So I wonder what she'll be thinking right now, but still on for Dabby and Yogan then. 3 laps down, 3 laps to go. Actually, no. Yep. 3 laps to go then. As both of them, I wonder if Quentin does not take the Joker then. So like Lucas Potato did, he is going to go for it quite late on. So both of them actually taking similar strategies. So looks like Dabby, I think, is running away with it at the moment. I thought Yogan was going to be more... The one I thought wasn't going to make it through is actually second. So, you know, don't make predictions, Jess, next time. You guys in the chat can make predictions, but not me. So let's see what Quentin Delomo does then. He is going to do it at the last minute. Hopefully he actually remembers to take the Joker, because otherwise it's going to be really, really tough for him if he doesn't. As he goes through the really tough hander here. He kissed the curb. Really nicely done there. You can see why he is one of the fastest drivers on dirt right now. And let's see how Dabby is right now at the moment with Yogan. Yogan managing to close up quite considerably to Dabby then. As Quinto's going to take the Joker. A bit of a mistake from Yogan, just a little bit. But, oh, as he... I think I've commentated cursed on Yogan, which I feel guilty, but I've jinxed so many people tonight. And on behalf of me, I would like to apologise about that. On the final lap then, as we're going on board with the person who's going to have a guaranteed spot in the finals. But to be honest, was there any surprise there? Well deserved. Quentin goes through to the finals, and Dabby is going to join him unless there's any penalties, which there isn't. And then Yogan and Signal Lawson, they're both going to make it through to the Consolation Finals. So it just goes to show that I was speaking about this in the first semi-final, that the minis just don't have that much power in the wet. And I think that's what not helped Signal Lawson out. So that is why. So we are about to get the Consolation Finals underway, which is going to be very, very exciting. I can't remember what time it starts, but we have got a little treat for you coming up. We have got a little video from last week. I mean, I had to play it. I mean, it was one of the best races of the evening, and this is going to take some time before they go through to the Consolation Final. So here it is. It had ghosting, it had loads of battles. I actually commentated on that battle.
let's get underway at last. So, ready to race, light on for heat race 3. Green light and we're away. Great start from Vladislav Denev, but it looks once again like the green light bug has struck for the 3rd time in succession. It's Vladislav Denev who leads Esti Penguino around the outside of Nioblis into turn number 1, trying to avoid that outside wall, and he does. Lovely move. Can he make that one stick? Yes, he can. Nioblis into the joke collapse. He went around the outside of Ghost into turn number 1, but it is Vladislav Denev with a great start. Leads away on lap number 1.
Yeah, it's a shame the green light bug is there once again, but these drivers are keeping going, which is great to see. And Vladislav and Penguino still running in tandem right now. So they're going through the long right-hander. Oh my god, these are so close. They're going to go side by side, just like we've seen in the race beforehand, where both of those drivers were going side by side. This corner is really tricky, I found, in Lydden Hill when I raced here back in season 2. And we got ST Penguino. He's doing his Joker lap now. Vladislav is not doing the Joker, and I don't think Ghost is doing the Joker either. So 2 people have done the Joker, 2 people have not.
It was a very tight merge. Esti Penguino's on the limiter, trying to get up the inside of Nioblis in the Seiya. He goes for it up the inside. Can he get it stopped on the brakes? They make contact. Magnetized cars. It was a fair move, I think. And Esti Penguino goes up the inside and takes Nioblis for 3rd place. But that is going to affect the Joker, because the Joker 3.2, Vladislav Denev still out in the lead. But Esti Penguino, a good decision to Joker that time, but just got caught up behind Nioblis.
Yeah, that's a shame for Penguino, but that means that the ones that have still got their Joker may be with an advantage, but it's going to be very close. Ghost is in the Joker lap, and it's going to be a very tight merge as we follow the merge. He's took that Joker lap very slowly. It's going to be tight once again. Can Penguino, just to get ahead, we'll have to find out, to go side by side into that long straight here, and it looks like, it's going to be really good on the defence here, as Penguino just about gets the job done on Ghost there, but it's not over yet, as Ghost is just behind him. I mean, this is very close. This is going to help Vladislav up in front, because the more these guys battle, the more that he can get clear and get a good Joker lap in very soon as well. Oh my god, these two are still going side by side.
This is a fabulous fight between Ghost and Nioblis, I must say. Great racing between the two. Get out clear, but just on the jump, Ghost just managed to get up the inside. Vladislav Denev into the Joker, and Nioblis back up the inside again. Really robust move. Goes up on the grass, and Ghost gets back. He tries to get back ahead. Up the inside again by Ghost on the left-hander. This is fantastic racing. Up the hill, Ghost goes through to 2nd place. Esti Penguino out in front. A mistake from Vladislav Denev in the Joker, but he has to go defend Nioblis with a big send up the inside. Just manages to avoid contact, but Ghost holds on the 2nd place. A brilliant fight between Ghost and Nioblis, even in the heat race. Well done, boys. Esti Penguino comes across the line to set a 2:46. I think that'll be. Ghost finishes 2nd. Nioblis 3rd. Vladislav Denev in 4th place. Fabulous racing right there between Ghost and Nioblis.
What a way to end tonight. I mean, if the heats couldn't get any better, heat 1 and 2, bring it on. And the guys did bring it on, and Penguino with a good victory. And I think the last 2 races tonight were all won by minis. So, right then, guys, I'd like to apologise for the issues that we've had. It decided that my ISP decided to throw some hissy fits at the moment, but we're going to give it a go and try streaming this. So, apologies if you see any issues, but I'm keeping an eye on this internet whilst we do this. Because sometimes it works fine, sometimes it does not. So, we'll have to carry on as like nothing has just happened. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the highlights from last week. That was a pretty good, wasn't it? So, anyway, we've got our we got our Consolation Final up for you coming up, as well as we've got 4 drivers fighting for 1 spot in the Grand Final. That's it. Only 1 driver out of those lot will make it through. And that's going to be a very tight spot. Now, knowing me, I'm not going to make predictions, because the last few times I made predictions, it's gone absolutely wrong. And I've commentated cursed quite a few of you. So, I am not going to say anything more. And I hope you'll be alright with that. Yeah, hopefully you guys can all hear me loud and clear. Let me know in the chat. By the way, I'm just keeping my head to toe at the moment right now. It is getting very tense right now. It might be just the overload of the dirt servers. I'm not entirely sure. I had internet issues last night as well, but I'm going to try and not talk about them as much right now. So we're about to start the Consolation Finals for you pretty soon as well. And I think, fingers crossed, we should be alright. Fingers crossed. But if you do see any frame drops, you'll know why. So at the moment it looks like we're okay. So we are going to have a quick look as to what the weather is as well. And the weather for this is... Well, it is going to be a lunchtime start. It is cloudy, so it's going to be dry. So that's probably going to be a relief for some of the drivers, I must say, for that. So we've got 4 drivers raring to go. And it is a wet service, I believe. So there's going to be some wetness to it. Again, I've set wetness. Again, I just don't know why I've said that. But hey-ho. So we're just waiting for all the drivers to ready up. They may have different setups for these type of conditions because they obviously are not used to the wet as much. Well, they are used to the wet pretty much now. So 2 drivers ready then. We've got 2 Minis and 2 Peugeots. So I think from looking at the car options, the 2 Minis seem to be the most dominant right now. So we'll have to wait and see. We're waiting for one more driver. We're waiting for the no control driver to ready up. So don't forget, once again, the Joker lap is still there. They've got to take it. They've got to take it. Otherwise, they'll get a time penalty. So I can't remember who I'm on board with this race, but we're about to get underway shortly. As all 4 drivers are going to be lining up on the grid then to start the race. So we're going to have the ready to race lights on pretty soon. Who's going to make it to the Consolation Final? We'll see. And it is lights out and away we go. That was a very long start. I don't know if it was just me or anything like that, or it might be a glitch with the game. I'm not entirely sure, but looks like Jogan has got a very good start into turn number 1. Let's see if Sigma Lawson, can she get the launch into turn 2 and 3? Yes, she does. She's in the lead so far, but let's see how Jogan and Nigel Krutzer could do, as they're still running in tandem at the moment for 3rd place. As it's very tight exit speed. They're going to be 3 wide pretty soon, as well as pretty much all 2 of them take the Joker. Actually, no, it's not the Joker yet. I spoke too soon. But since about there are 6 laps, they can take the Joker quite early or quite late. They don't use 10 in the middle, and that's Sig making a mistake. I think bounced it in the wall, but I think she's still keeping up with Jogan then in 1st place though. So there is, I think there's only minor damage from that by the looks of things. So she is going to keep going by the looks of things as well. Don't forget, only 1 driver makes it. Not 2, not 3, 1. So that's what we've got to keep a close eye on, as Jogan still leads. But still yet to do the Joker. He's still not doing the Joker. How about Sig? Yes, she does do the Joker then. You can see how tight this Joker is. And she comes out in 3rd place. So you can see the first opening laps weren't good enough for her. Nigel all the way down in last place right now. So he's got a lot of work to do as well. It is probably at the moment look like it's going to be pretty much a very easy win for Jogan. Unless anything changes, of course. As he's going to do the Joker then. Very tight entry then. And he just about makes it. He didn't hit the wall there. I don't know how he did that, but that was absolutely amazing from Jogan. Fair play to the Peugeot there. You can see you can hear the Peugeot sound. It does sound amazing, doesn't it? Absolutely incredible. As all 4 drivers have taken their Joker. And we're about to start lap 5 of 6. And you can see the gap, 3 seconds. But let's follow the battle between Spiky Cactus and Sigler. They are catching. We've got Nigel trying to go around the outside of her Sigler Lawson into the back straight. A bit of a drift there. He almost risked it there and went for the move. That would have been a sensational move if he did it. Nicely controlled there. I mean, even though Yoga's made the final most likely, it's still a really good battle for 2nd and 3rd place. So, you know, watch this space. This is kind of like the ghost battle we were talking about earlier. Let's see. Oh, look! Sig with the send, and he spun, and Nigel spun as well. Oh, no damage there from, I think, all 3 of them. As Nigel, I think, unfortunately has to retire. But, you know, that was a shame. That battle we would have hoped for, unfortunately, did not go so well. But, riding on board with Yogan, and he goes through to the finals. And a job well done from him. We still got a battle for 2nd. Sig and Spiky Cat just touch, and it looks like Sig is going to go 2nd with a massive flip across the line. Oh my word, that was, you know, Sig, she is known for her flips now, and I'm not going to nickname her that because, you know, she'll probably be rude about that, but, you know. So the Swedish in the Peugeot is through to the finals. So we have got 4 amazing drivers through to the grand final, and looks like my internet held steady there, which was great news. I actually breathed a sigh of relief there. But yeah, we are about to start. Who is actually going to win the final event? It is all or nothing for these drivers now. It is all to play for. 2 of those drivers being Lucas Mataja, Quentin De Elmo. Yogan also through as well. And obviously Thomas Poulsen as well also through. I think I could already predict it's going to be a very tight finish. So do watch this space. Apologies for the delay, but that was obviously due to my internet. And well, I think Sig is going to wonder if the flip has been caught on stream. Yes, it was caught on stream, Sig. You know, I don't know how you survived that, but I wonder what would have happened if it was in real life. Would you have, I don't know. I'm not going to go there, to be honest with you. You know, I don't think I would have survived that crash. I mean, sensational. So, it is the final event of the night, the grand finals. Who is going to walk away with the top honours then? We are about to find out, as obviously the coordinators are doing their absolute best to get the grand finals ready for you all. It's going to be a titanic battle to the finish. We've seen great finals in the past, and hopefully we're going to get something similar tonight. We are keeping our fingers crossed for that one to see who is going to come out on top. And if you are enjoying the content so far, despite the issues we're having, don't forget to drop us a like and also subscribe and turn notifications on so you know when to expect a video from us next. So we are just waiting for a little invite to the lobby then, waiting to start, as obviously the people who were qualified to the finals, they had some extra time due to myself, so you know, they could thank me later. They could thank me later. So, who's ready for the start? Now, whilst we wait for the finals to get underway, we're going to be a bit of hold music once again. Oh, no. Oh, as I was saying, Nigel has sent me an invite. There we go. That was good timing. He can read my mind, you see. He can read my mind. So, who is ready? I know I'm ready. So, you know, as we've got Dabby, we've got Thomas Poulsen in the lobby. So obviously we've got Quentin and obviously Jogan and Lucas Bataja. Out of those 5 drivers, who do you think is going to win? It is going to be a tight fight as all drivers are in. So I'm going to spectate. As we saw last week, it was very close between Lucas Bataja and Quentin. So, but you never know. We've seen how good Jogan was in one semi-final in the pre-season event. So, it is not over. So, you know, as the coordinators are now getting the grid ready for the grand final. So, I can't remember who actually will be starting on pole. I think it does depend on the lap times. I think. Or it might be based on heat. I'm not sure. But hopefully it would give us a little bit of more of an idea as well. As we've almost got a full lobby, which is great to see. Obviously we've got 5 drivers, 3 spectators. There's obviously, no, 2 spectators because obviously Nigel is spectating as well. Obviously the coordinators have done a fantastic job overseeing everything. So obviously on behalf of AOR, I would like to thank everybody who has contributed into the making of this Rallycross League so far. There has been some teething problems, but I'm impressed on how they've handled it. So fair play to all of them. And I think all drivers are in. Yes, all drivers are in, so we can get underway. So, who's ready? I know I keep saying who's ready, but, you know, we're going to see what the weather is for this evening, for the finals. It is sunset time, so conditions are going to be a lot more tricky. Now we're going to get some dry track. Are we going to get a dry track? We are going to find out. I doubt it is going to be a dry track, but we'll find out anyway. It is a dry track for a change. No wetness to be in sight. I think it's going to be the first in a while, I think. Because we did see a lot of wet conditions, obviously, last week in the heats. So, obviously, the lap times are going to be... The lap times are going to be a lot more easier for the drivers to manage. So we are going to be riding on board with Quentin Delamont first. And obviously Seb Miki is going to be running alongside him. And then we've got Thomas Poulsen and Dabby in the second row. And then Jogan, obviously the last person to qualify, he'll be running at the back. So, for the final race of the evening, let's get cracking for some Rallycross action. I think all of them are in the Peugeots. So, Peugeot, Mr. Dominant car of Rallycross Season 2, maybe. We'll find out anyway. So, 6 laps await the drivers. And the ready to rate lights on. And this time we're underway, and looks like Lucas Bataja's got to a much better start as they both again go side by side into turn number 1. Let's see if Quentin. Oh, there's a bit of contact from I think it's a pink car of Jogan by the looks of things. Actually, no, it was Dabby there, but it looks like Lucas Bataja got a better start there ahead of Quentin Delamo in P2. Thomas Poulsen in P3 as well. It's going to be tight, so there's no room for error. The two greats battling it out here. Going into the start-finish straight then. Here they go over the jump then. Let's see if Quentin can go around the outside. Oh, this is good racing for both of them. Quinto just edged this, but look at this. Then Mickey goes around the inside. Quinto to the outside. And I think Lucas from the outside really helped in there. And oh, a little bit of a corner cut there. That might have been a bit of a penalty. There. Dabby and Jogan has taken the joker. What about Thomas Poulsen then? The race is far from over. I think Thomas Poulsen is waiting for these two guys to make a mistake. We've got Dabby and Jogan fighting in the background as well. So let's follow them, as obviously they both take the joker. Well, they've both taken the joker. Let's see how Jogan approaches this. He's last at the moment, but he doesn't want to be last for long right now. As here we go, Jogan almost does a dive around the inside, but couldn't quite handle it at the moment. Could try again though. Goes for that tricky left-hander. Oh, it's ever so close between these two. You know, it is really good to watch. Oh, and Jogan, I think, had made a bit of a risk there, and unfortunately he's lost a bit of time. So let's watch back the battle with Seb, Mickey and Quinto then, for the battle for the race win and the overall win. When it takes all, it is not about if you finish second, third, fourth or fifth. It is about if you finished first place. And that is what is definitely going to be on Quentin and Lucas Mercedes' minds right now. And don't forget, these two still yet to take their jokers. Lap 5 is 6 then. And again, they'll be taking on the final lap just like they've done previously. So again, not really that surprised that they have done that. So both going side by side and approaching it. Looks like Lucas Potato is just carrying a little bit more speed in the corners compared to Quentin at the moment. So in a way, it is kind of expected that Lucas could take the win. But again, it's not over until the checkered flag falls. So now both of them, here they go, take the joker. Let's watch on board with Thomas Poulsen then. Again, the joker's about 2 or 3 seconds. So the merger is going to be hard. All three of them ever so close. I can't watch. I really can't watch, but I have to, because obviously I have to commentate on this action. And I think unless Lucas Potato makes a mistake, it's going to be his win. But can Quentin pull something out of the bag? I mean, you know, we've seen him pull something out of the bag before. But it is Lucas Potato who wins the first round of Season 2. Finishing where he started from Season 1. Quentin takes P2. Thomas Poulsen, P3. Dabby in 4th. And Jogan in P5. Top 3, really close. Actually, top 4, mega close. That's why they're all in the finals. So well done to all 4 of them. All 5 of them. So, you know, this was intense to say the least. But, you know, thank you guys for sticking with us. We got the finals done eventually. I mean, wow, that was an intense finish, I must say. And, you know, what's going to be going on moving forward. And basically, until the race servers and pings are sorted out, the rally and rallycross season is going to be postponed. So, you know, we won't have Catalonia for a while. So keep an eye on the Apex Online Racing channel for more information as to when we could expect the season to return. So again, due to the issues we had last week, and obviously the server overload due to the fact that obviously the coronavirus and stuff like that, obviously a lot more people will be on the internet or will be on dirt So that is why we'll have to postpone it. But that gives a lot more of the drivers. It gives more of a chance to actually practice a bit more. And obviously the calendar will be rejigged as well. So again, keep an eye on the Apex Online Racing channel for that. Twitter at Apex On Racing for more information. But I do believe we are going to have some interviews. I'm worried about the internet. I was hoping not, but I think the internet's stable. And I'm going to close DiRT. So I'm going to get in the commentary booth. And we are going to get there. So, and Jared is getting in the interview box as well. Right. So, they're probably going to be talking to each other. So, I am going to be probably interrupting their conversation. But, we may as well get our race winner in the box. Our overall race winner. The defending champion. So we may as well speak to. We may as well speak to our overall race winner, Lucas Mateja.
Hello there. Hello, Jess.
You must have sweated for that overall win. Let us go through your thoughts in that final race. I mean, you did a fantastic job.
Oh, thank you, Jess. I mean, I did first corner very good because I ran out on the outside of Quinto. I passed him there, and then it was just keeping it clean, you know. But obviously, I couldn't do that because I cut the corner once. So did Quinto. But yeah, I think it is good for me because I was only practicing for wet races and not even touching dry. So to win on dry without practice, it is quite good for me.
Let me just get back to you on that. Why did you mainly practice for the wets instead of the dries? Was there a reasoning behind it?
Well, because it's Britain, you know, and I thought it's gonna be rain all the time.
Fair play.
And when I saw drive, I was quite confused, but I think I managed well. And so did Quinto. Fair play to him. He was unbelievable on wet, at least. So I think if it was wet, I would have been at least second, because Quinto would have won.
Yeah, so I think, to be honest, after that performance, you did a great job there. What was your favourite race out of the heats and semis and finals then? What stand out for you as your favourite race to take part in?
I think it's gonna be the last heat race
Heat
with
three.
Quinto.
Yeah.
With Quinto, because I was behind him and I could really push, but I couldn't catch him up. And in the Joker lap, he gave me like second and a half, so it was unbelievable from him.
Wow. I think I'll have to agree with you on that one. I can't remember if it was streamed or not, but I did get a rundown of the standings, and it was quite close. So I have to say that was impressive. Now, obviously, we now know potentially who's going to be your main rival then, Quinto. Do you see any other rivals that are possibly going to catch up to you two?
Well, if his brother Kino joins, then it's gonna be two of them. But right now, I can see only Quinto, or maybe if Isa is coming for some races, then probably him. But right now, it's me and Quinto, I think.
So, what are you gonna do to try and keep up your winning streak going and try and beat Quinto? Because he's a tough act to follow, I must say.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I need to practice more, I think. But if we are gonna do dry races, I think I have a big chance of beating him. But on wet, I don't think I could ever beat him.
Fair enough. And obviously, you and the likes of you and Quinto, and obviously Quinto's brother have the privilege of competing against real life drivers next on the 19th of April. You must have worked hard to get to this position. How are you feeling about that? Are you feeling excited, confident, or you just want to go and have some fun, really?
Oh, I'm feeling exciting, of course, because we will be driving against real race drivers. But I I want to win it, you know, but I think it's gonna be really hard against against Dalalmor brothers. So I don't know. I feel excited. I hope at least for top 3 with Dalalmor brothers.
And obviously you've seen the other esports events as well with the real life drivers as well. Does that give you a slight more confidence that the esports drivers can win all the glory points there?
Yeah, exactly. I'm so excited if they're gonna keep it up, because it's so much fun, even for the viewers, you know. So yeah, I will try to win everything, you know, but it's gonna be really hard. But I'm excited.
Yeah, I hope you're excited as well, and I'll be cheering for you and Quinto, and obviously Quinto's brother Killian as well. I'll be cheering for all 3 of you. You've got a busy week coming up, so obviously due to AOR being postponed, at least you've got a lot more to focus on now, and best of luck to all 3 of you, and I'll be cheering you on in the sidelines.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so we're going to get on to our next interview, which I'm going to put Thomas Poulsen in the interview box. There we go. Thomas, how you doing?
Hello. Thank you. I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I am doing good. Obviously, well done for making it through to the finals as well. Tell us, what were your expectations going into the race? Were you ever expecting to make the finals?
I will say that I actually expected maybe that the pace was a little bit higher than this, but then again, it's a high pace that I come with also. But I didn't actually expect that I would get into the final in my first race. I would maybe think that I was a consolation final and maybe come up through there or something. So it would be a little bit harder for me, but it worked out pretty well. I don't even like this track, so I'm very, very happy.
Yeah, it's nice to get a bogey track out of the way, because obviously sometimes the worst tracks are usually your best tracks. Do you think that this has grown to be one of those tracks where you think you could do well, or you still gonna hate that track either way?
Oh, you mean Lydden?
Yeah, Lydden Hill, yeah.
I'm still just gonna hate that track because it's just so not my cup of tea, because that I want to rip that e-brake, I want to go out on sideways and then just floor it, and Lydden Hill is not that track. It's all about top speed and have a good setup, and I will never be that kind of.
And I was speaking to Lucas Mateja about the wet conditions and the dry conditions. Did you practice more for the wets or the dries?
Oh, I practiced a lot for the dry. I really don't like the wet, but maybe I should go the other way and actually practice for the wet and then just see what happens for the dry, because it didn't work out in the wet for this time, that's for sure.
But better than some people, I must say, because you looked pretty confident out there. But obviously, us spectators see a different situation to drivers. So, what has been your favourite race out of the event to compete in out the heats and the semis and the finals? What's been your standout, do you think?
Oh, that was a good question. That was a really good question. I don't know. Maybe it was like I like to say that the best is my third. Yeah, it's the third heat, because that there I had everything on the line. I was outside of the semis. I needed to show what I could do there, and I actually had a bad start on that. I had a bad T1, so I had to just push as a madman in that heat there. So just to get in the semifinals was a relief to me. So that was probably my best race.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to say Heat 3, I must say. I mean, everyone was throwing it out of the line, but you were saying that you were almost going to be out of reaching the semis completely and now making the finals. Does it go to show that you just don't give up and you may get there?
Yeah, of course you may never give up. It's actually one of the what's called the slogans of one of my favorite race drivers. Never give up.
Nice.
Yeah, it's you can be so much on the bottom, but if you just pull yourself together, try and do the best, and then probably the good results will come to you.
Yep, and looking at the calendar, even though we don't know when we're actually going to race it, what tracks are you looking forward to and what tracks are you not looking forward to?
Oh, I think that maybe some of the more classic races, tracks like Höljes, that I'm good at, and maybe Barcelona, that I also like, and Hell, I don't like it, but I'm fast there, so that's okay. The one that I don't look forward to is probably I think maybe Latvia, and if it's gonna rain, I'm just gonna, I don't know, cry in a corner or something, because that was what I was racing in the semi-final in the World Series, and I didn't like it at all, not for one bit.
Yeah, well, we were watching that, and it was a shame to obviously to not get to the finals, but you looked more at home really in AOR, and are you looking forward to the rest of the season?
I'm looking very forward to the rest of the season. I'm driving more esports than this league, and I would say that this is my favorite for now. And I've even just driven one event, and it has been filled with problems and so on. But it's amazing to drive this. I really like it.
Oh, brilliant! That's absolutely fantastic, and we're looking forward to see you again whenever we do the next round, which we'll keep you up to date on our socials. But again, well done for making the finals, and that actually puts you, looking at the stand, that puts you 5th overall. So that's gonna be you in good stead. Do you see any rivals, obviously, that you probably could challenge for podiums and stuff each race?
Oh, well, I see that Jogan is he can be fast, and he can be also have a bad day like today. Like, actually, he wasn't up to the pace in the final or anywhere today, and but I would love to come up and maybe give Sedmiki or Quinto a bit of challenge. So that will be my goal for me from now on, is to get up
today.
to those.
You looked close today, I must say. I mean, if you're one of the guys to challenge, then that will be absolutely fantastic. So I can't wait to see the rivalry between you three and everybody else as well. So I wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And we're on to our final person who wants to be interviewed today, and it is one of the biggest upsets of the season, the one who I wasn't expecting to make it to the grand finals. Dabby, how you doing?
Oh, cheers! I'm actually very, very happy with this result, I gotta admit. I wasn't even expecting that I will be here, and even for me it's very surprising, I gotta admit this. And let's hope it stays that way for many more races than only this one.
Yeah, 'cause to be honest, no offense, but I wasn't expecting you to even get to the finals, and then to prove me wrong in the semis there. It was just the icing on the cake. It just had a smile on my face. I'll talk about the heats in a minute, but talk us your thoughts going into the semis. How much practice did you going into this, knowing you had the finals on the line, or were you just expecting to go out and have some fun?
In case of this track, I wasn't driving this a lot, since I don't really like Lydden Hill, sadly, yeah. And
it's fine. I'm not a big fan of it either. So
yeah. Okay.
So you don't. I'm not offended.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's fine then. So I will say it once. I'm not feeling great on this track. Maybe it's because of many not so sharp corners. I'm used to more difficult tracks. I know I sound like a bit like an elitist here, but this track is actually a bit too easy for me. At least that's what I feel. And you have to be really, really precise in every single corner here, since every single mistake leads to many losses of seconds, if I say it right. I hope you know what you mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean there, and obviously there were 6 laps, the final few laps to go. You see that you were in second place. You see people were probably potentially making mistakes. Was your heart racing at that point?
What should I say in this case? Well, the key thing is to keep the same tempo throughout whole race, and that's actually what Rallycross is about, and that's what I'm aiming for. I wasn't even trying. I wasn't even trying to attack Quinto and Lucas Mateja in this case, because I just knew that there is no point in doing this. I'm not feeling good in this track, so I will go nice and smooth. That was the goal, and I think I've managed to achieve it. And in case of semifinals and previous races heats, that was the same. That was just the same. I wasn't trying to attack on any of those races. My plan was to go nice and smooth, and it went well back there. And it seems that it's a quite good tactic for the rest of the season. At least I hope so.
Yeah, if that tactic works well, I think keep that up, I guess. I've asked the question to both the drivers I interviewed. I'll ask the same for you. What's been your highlight around Lydden Hill? What's been your favourite race out of the heats and semis and finals?
Let me think about this. Maybe I will look in.
Yeah, because
races
obviously
and
the
sets.
heats were last week, so you had a long time to think there.
Yeah, I think my favorite one was Heat 2 probably. No, maybe it was third one. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it was first one. Yeah, it was the first one. I was racing with Ghost, Serene Logic, and Jared wasn't there. If I remember correctly, yeah.
Traitor. He didn't wake up in time. That's what. He's woken up today, and obviously he's not. He couldn't take part. He didn't make it. So last week. So typical, eh? Typical. But I got to say, strong performances all around. And who's apart from obviously Lucas and Quinto, who would you say is your biggest